Welcome everyone to the official preview of UNT Rally Season 6. This season is promising to be the biggest and the best season of UNT yet. There are 12 drivers spread across 6 different teams and cars, and they'll be aiming to not only secure the precious driver title, but for the first time also the manufacturer's title. 2 other notable changes for this season are a much larger calendar and a Rally 2 tweak. This season's calendar will see a start at the famous Monte Carlo rally at night. This location always seems to be able to catch even the best of drivers off guard with its unforgiving snow patches and unpredictable braking zones. Drivers will have to be hyper-concentrated in order to stay on the icy tarmac if they want to achieve a good result. Rally South Africa will make its debut this season and will see our teams travel all the way to the Southern Hemisphere for our only African rally. This gravel rally is loved by many for its flowing nature and its beautiful backdrop near the coast. Expect home hero Luke to give it his all for his victory at his home rally. For our third rally, we will travel across the ocean to Argentina for another classic. This rally is loved by some and hated by others. It is one, if not the slowest rally on the calendar, but don't let that fool you. Its large rocks, big cliffs and sketchy bridges make this one of the most dangerous rallies. One mistake and see hit you a massive rock and it's rally over. Slow but unforgiving, a real challenge for sure. From slow we go to fast. Finland is known for its high speeds, flowing corners and massive jumps. Steering inputs have to be perfect at speed which can hit 200 km an hour. The Finnish fans breathe rallying, which always creates an amazing atmosphere. One group of people who won't be as happy with this rally are the mechanics. They seem to work extra hours repairing the cars after drivers inevitably crash at high speeds. Sweden is the 5th round of the season and is our only snow rally. The cold temperatures mean engines will have all the power they could dream of to power our full drive monsters through the Swedish woods. Together with Monty, Sweden is one of the most slippery rallies, and all the cars will finish bruised and full of dents after collisions with the snowbanks. After Sweden, we will move towards the Baltic states for the Estonian rally. Another first for the UNT calendar, but there's already a favourite for 2 of our drivers. Silva and Denel call this their home, and will be wanting to impress their fellow Estonians. We can only wait and see if they can be successful. We will have a mid-season break after Estonia, but once everyone has been able to regenerate some energy, we will be heading towards the Polish countryside for the second half of the season. Poland is another high-speed rally and thus will require more hyper-concentration from our talented drivers. Poland is also the only rally in our calendar to have tarmac and gravel, which will make it difficult to adjust. After Poland, we will have the mythical Rally Acropolis, a real test for driver and the car. This rally is known for its difficult nature high in the Greek mountains, where placing a foot wrong can see you end up in a ditch, tree, or a million pieces. Greek driver Dimitris will be aiming for a podium at his home rally, but first we have to see how his car holds up. When Greece is finished, our teams will take the boats to Barcelona for Rally Spain. The fast mountain roads of Catalonia will see us have our first of 2 full tarmac rallies this season. Drivers normally love this rally for its high grip, which let them put their foot all the way down. Make sure to not get overconfident though, as one missed braking point can send you flying down into a tree 30 meters below the course. The honours of hosting the penultimate round of the season goes to Germany this year. Bad Zerplatte is known for its high speed, 90-degree corners and dusty roads. Drivers will have to make sure to know where to brake and where to cut to make the most of these West German roads. Final round will make us go across the English Channel all the way to Wales. Drivers will have to drive fast through the Welsh forest. Ed will be pushing for a good result at his home rally. If this season will be as exciting as last season, we will for sure see the driver's title go all the way through to the final round. But the driver's title isn't the only thing which counts. Let's head over to the constructors to get you up to speed with them. The first and also the fastest car is one of the fastest drivers on the grid. The Citroën C4, the successor to the Xara, is a fast and stable car with soft suspension. Some drivers have even described it to be a bit boring at times due to being very predictable, but that predictability does make it very fast, as said before. The two crews who will be piloting this car are Silver Permits with co-driver Raigo Morda and Portuguese Crashmaster with Gonçalo Magalhães. Silver has a great chance of becoming champion this season as long as he keeps it together. He's come close many times before, but he's never managed to take a crown. I think it is doable for him this season. His teammate will be Crashmaster, and as the name suggests, he's the best in our field at crashing. Crash isn't the fastest driver, neither the most consistent, but definitely is one of the most loved ones. His co-driver is good friends Gonçalo Magalhães, and Crash is definitely counting on good vibes in order to get good results. As we all know, friendship is everything. Can he turn his fortunes around this time? I think he will, but only time can tell. I think the Citroën C4 would end up in a championship in 4th place at the end of the season, with Silver being the main driver getting all the points and Crashmaster, hopefully for him, being close to him, but I don't think so. The on paper second fastest car is the 2007 Ford Focus by M Sport. The car is described as fast but heavy, vague and big. Its high centre of gravity is its main downside. This is most likely the reason why people complain about it feeling heavy. First driver Lazar Milenkovic, also known as the Keyboard Wizard, is one of, if not the most consistent driver in our field. In every rally you can be sure he will be fighting for best of the rest. He has multiple podiums to back these claims up as well. Lazar also has one of the best co-drivers in rallying. He and Nicky Chris will make a formidable fighting force. More podiums are definitely on the cards. Second driver, Moritz van Koeverden, a single rally winner in Ants, has been chosen as Lazar's teammate. Moritz has opted with fellow Dutchman Erwin Berkhoff as his co-driver. Erwin is not the most experienced, but the two seem to have a good relationship, which is what counts. One thing the Dutch crew does lack is consistency. Can Lazar help his teammate with this, or will support on form continue? You'll see in a few weeks for that. M Sport is expected to finish in 3rd at the end of the season. After M Sport we have Skoda. The Skoda Fabia is quite a bit older than the Ford M Sport, but that doesn't mean it is quite slower. The Fabia is almost on par with the Ford and the Citroën. That speed is also complemented with two talented drivers. Two drivers which are both very similar to the M Sport crew. Ed Flaherty has been part of them since day one, and that experience can be seen. Ed and Lazar are both pretty similar in terms of driving, both reasonably fast and very consistent. Ed's co-driver is a talented Ross Whittock. Ross is not extremely experienced, but he's won a lot. Let's hope Ross can bring Ed to the next level in order to beat rivals M Sport. While Ed gets compared to Lazar, Luke, the second driver, gets compared to Moritz. Both are fast but can crash. Both have one controversial rally win and both are very competitive. But one thing sets them apart, and that is the co-driver. Sun has partnered up with legendary co-driver Phil Mills. This is setting up to be another tense individual battle next season. In the end, my gut feeling tells me the light and nimble Skoda can beat the big and powerful Ford, but it will be close. Skoda will come out in second, I think. The older Ford. The factory Ford team have decided to use the outdated but still competitive Ford Focus from 2001. This car is very stable and feels good to drive. It just isn't as fast as the newer machines. The Americans will be making use of third German drivers, as both pilots, who are German, decided to go with German co-drivers. The first of the two drivers is extremely fast, unchampioned Maxi. Time and time again he has shown to be one of, if not the fastest driver in the field, and together with co-driver Tobias Brown, they are almost unstoppable. But this season they might be stopped, as the older Ford is not as fast as a Citroën C4 driven by rival Silver. Can Maxi overcome the slower car and still challenge for the title, or will this be too much for him? We shall see. His teammate is also very fast. It is German Orlein. Orlein can always be found on the top of the timesheet when he turns up. That though is exactly what his problem is. He doesn't always turn up to events. In previous seasons, Orlein has always ended up somewhere near the bottom of the standings due to his lack of start. Orlein, his co-driver is veteran Peter Gobel. If Orion is able to race in all the events, he might be a consistent podium contender, maybe even more. With Maxi and Orlein, the Ford team could be the first after the season, but could also be somewhere in the midfield. It all depends on Orlein. If he turns up, I think Ford might be able to clinch the manufacturer's title. Then the two teams are expected to struggle, with the first thing being the Pro Dive Subaru team. Subaru likes to tell everyone that their car has the best high-speed stability, but that comes at a big cost. High-speed stability is achieved through its larger than normal wheelbase, which makes it worse in the lower speed rallies. But that isn't it. The long wheelbase, in combination with a large overhang, make this car very difficult to place on roads in rallies like Sweden, Argentina, and Monte Carlo. Expect this car to do badly in these three rallies, but keep an eye out for it on rallies like Finland and Poland. Dimitris Fiodoru is a winner and has 2 victories to back that claim up. The Greek can always be found near the top of the midfield and can even fight for podiums if he capitalizes on other people's mistakes. His co-driver is Stevan Prevot, a fairly experienced co-driver in WSC terms, which has been allowed to navigate drivers such as Francois Duval and the equally named Stevan Sarrazin. Will is the second driver for the season and has joined the team after a fallout with ex-teammate Lazar and the M-Sport. The Brit will be wanting to show his old team that he was the correct driver for the task to try and get one up on them. Right now, he should try to focus on the task at hand, and that is trying to score good points for Subaru, together with co-driver Robert Reid. I don't have much faith in the Subaru outfit. Dimitris is a good driver, but Will can't always match that, and with a very situational car, it might turn out to be a difficult season for them. I predict them to come last. From last place we go to our last team, and that is the Peugeot team with 2 young and exciting drivers. Shame for them, they don't have a car which can show their skills. The Peugeot is one of the oldest cars on the grid, but unlike the 2001 Ford Focus, it isn't attractive to drive or fast. The Peugeot handles difficult, often feeling like it is actively trying to kill you. Drivers will be trying to tame this monster, while the young Zenon and Nickel. Zenon is the youngest competitor on our grid, but he already has his fair share of rallies under his belt. He has shown his speed multiple times over the last 2 seasons, even being able to fight for podiums. Zenon has opted with his turning co-driver Martin Yayoa, who has almost 100 rallies to his name. Martin really has the power to elevate Zenon to the next level. If he will succeed in that challenge, I don't know. As stated before, Nickel is the driver who will be accompanying Zenon. The Finn is joined by Joni Hartsonen in the car. Nickel made his own debut halfway through last season. His results there weren't spectacular, but Peugeot saw potential on last season's only rookie, and they took him on for a season. I'm excited to see how he does. I think Peugeot can just about edge ahead of the Subaru if they can keep it on the roads. Now you should know everything you possibly can about next season. I hope you are as excited as I am, and make sure to let me know who you think will be champion. Thank you very much for watching. Good night.